Hi, my name is Tasha Green, and for the last 4 years, I've had the pleasure of serving as your elected City Councilwoman. I'm currently running for the position of Mayor of the City of Westland, and I am humbly asking for your support and your vote in the November 2nd general election. I'm a devoted mom of one, a Wayne County Reserve Sheriff Deputy, a graduate of the 2021 FBI Citizens Academy, a small business owner, an internationally certified property manager, an associate real estate broker, a precinct delegate with the Michigan Democratic Party, and I have over 21 years of corporate business experience with a focus in asset management and economics. Instead of running for City Council again, a seat that I'm nearly certain I would have received another 4-year term for, I decided to take a greater stand for justice and run for the office of mayor. You see, many of the budgetary, policy, and operational decisions that must be changed to offer a tangible benefit to Westland residents can only be made from the mayor's office. Therefore, due to what I believe is an absence of consistent and intentional actions relative to wise financial stewardship of taxpayers' dollars and transparency in our government, I'm running for mayor. As a city councilwoman, I've had to stand alone many times to do what was best for Westland families. And as mayor, I will provide sound leadership that is rooted in integrity, ethical business practices, and real compassion. As a member of law enforcement, I understand the need for support, education, resources, and adequate compensation for our law enforcement members. But at the same time, I equally understand and wholeheartedly agree with public consensus for swift accountability of officials who violate public trust, human rights, and the right to live freely without being targeted, harassed, or even brutalized. As a mayor, I will appoint a police chief with an extensive background in law enforcement and one who leads by example and who knows how to build morale among our officers and trust within our community. As mayor, I am committed to assembling a team of qualified experts to advance our city, a team that welcomes and appreciates our individualism and our differences, a team that celebrates inclusion for all people, regardless of age, religion, race, sexual orientation, and even political party. If we are truly an all-American city, we can and we must do better. Westland has a large population of senior citizens, veterans, working families, and low-income families that need assistance when things get hard. As mayor, I will remove the status quo political culture in our city that at times is less than compassionate and establish a home-based ambassador program that brings key organizations and agencies to the table to provide free entrepreneurial and business training, distribution of free boxes of food on every side of our city, partnership with Westland schools to make sure no child goes home without food, and free medical resources for our family. As mayor, I will build our local economy by establishing mutually beneficial incentives programs for investors and developers to bring their headquarters to Westland and occupy our commercial buildings, while mandating that Westland residents receive employment opportunities within these organizations. Neighbors, your expectation for transparency and real accountability is appreciated and should be encouraged. Your right to ask questions of us and have an opinion that differs from an elected official is also appreciated. Your expectation for elected officials to stand up for your interest is what you should be able to count on, and it's exactly the type of government I will bring to Westland. A culture of city officials and citizens co-governing together, making wise decisions that benefit us all. I was able to get quite a bit accomplished for residents while on City Council, like creating Westland's very first DEI Commission for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, personally distributing thousands of boxes of free food and face masks to needy families, securing project approval from Wayne County to repave Joy Road between Newburgh and Wayne Road, procuring $80,000 in park improvements for Stottlemyre Park, successfully leading a demand for the creation of Westland's Ethics Commission, helping hundreds of people receive free medical care through a health care summit, securing a second COVID testing site on the south side of Westland, and much more. With your support, we will co-govern our city together and catapult Westland into the city we all feel good about. My name is Tasha Green, and I'm asking for your vote to make me the mayor of Westland, your mayor, a mayor for the people. You can find more information about me on Facebook at Tasha Green for Westland, or if you have a campaign question, feel free to give me a call at 734-828-7010. Thanks for your support.
Hello, I'm Mayor William Wild. It has been the honor of my lifetime serving as your mayor since 2007. It truly has been a privilege, and I thank you for the kindness that you've shown my family and I over the years. And please know that I take the responsibility that you've entrusted in me very seriously. I stand before you today, and I ask you to allow me to continue serving for another 4 years. We've been through a lot together as a community, and I hope that you're just as proud of the progress that we've made as I am. In my first term, my major focus was on building a new administrative team, the remediation of Central City Park, and moving our city through the Great Recession. We were facing a devastating financial forecast for the city, but I worked with the City Council, the city's employee groups, and our residents to compassionately downsize the city's workforce to match our new revenue streams, and we were ultimately able to successfully manage our way through it while keeping your taxes low. In my next term, with our finances recovering, my focus changed to reinvesting in our city's assets and equipment, which had been neglected over the years. Together, we rebuilt Central City Park into the crown jewel of the city's park system. We invested in soccer fields, a walking path, and created the amazing Farmers and Artisans Marketplace, the popular H2O zone, and the Play Planet, which is still one of the largest continuous play structures in the country. We opened the beautiful new City Hall, replaced the city's oldest fire station, and created the Jefferson Barnes Community Vitality Center in the historic Norwayne District. We also modernized the Mike Madonna Ice Arena, the Westland Police Department, Taylor Towers, and the Senior Friendship Center, and we started the now famous Blues, Brews, and Barbecue Festival. All these projects and many more were completed utilizing existing revenues without asking for additional millages to cover the cost. As a result of these efforts, we've seen property values increase throughout the city. As I moved into my third term, with the renovations of the majority of the city's buildings now complete, I turned my focus to reinvesting in the city's neighborhoods, our park system, and recreational fields, and of equal importance, the city's aging roads and water and sewer infrastructure. We're in the final year of my neighborhood makeover program, and work has been done in all 50 of the city's neighborhoods. You can view the progress in your neighborhood on the city's website. Another major milestone was achieved recently when the city successfully bonded our unfunded MERS pension debt, taking advantage of record low interest rates, and we will now fund the closed pension plan at 95%, while saving approximately $87 million in cash flow over the sale of the bond. All these achievements, they took a lot of hard work, a talented team, and a great working relationship with the City Council to achieve. I know the citizens of Westland want, expect, and deserve results from their mayor, and I hope that I've been able to deliver on those expectations. I also know that there's still plenty of work to be done as our city turns 55 this year, and I'm ready to do more. If you rehire me as your mayor, together we will continue to move our city forward. Westland has been awarded $26 million as part of the American Recovery Act, and I'm going to see that we use these dollars wisely as we continue to fight the pandemic and invest these funds in transformational projects that will build a stronger foundation for economic recovery. My strategy will focus heavily on investments in recreation, roads, water and sewer improvements, and the residents and businesses that call Westland home. I will work to continue the transformation of the Westland Shopping Center area into a city center that will give the city a downtown that is always needed. I plan to work with the City Council and create a modern recreation center inside the vacant Marshall School in a potential partnership with the YMCA, and we will increase efforts to redevelop the former City Hall site and fill vacant storefronts with more vibrant businesses and community assets. I'm also researching the opportunity to purchase water collectively with surrounding cities in an effort to lower our water rates. My administration will also be working with Wayne County and DTE to find solutions to some of these flooding and power outage issues that Westland has been experiencing. I'm also fully committed to working tirelessly to improve our local school districts. My campaign for re-election has been endorsed by the city's police officers and firefighters, along with UAW Region 1A, labor, and most local and regional elected officials. You can learn more about my campaign at wildforwestland.com, or you can follow us on Facebook. Once again, on behalf of my wife Sherry and my children Luke, Lily, and Peyton, thank you for the tremendous honor of serving as your mayor, and I humbly ask for your continued support on November 2nd. God bless.
Hello, my name is Sarah Austin, and I'm running for Westland City Council to make a difference in my community. As a wife, mother, homeowner, and active community member, I feel that it's important that every resident feels their voice is heard and their opinions and perspectives are represented in every matter considered by their local government. I have the leadership experience, passion for making a difference, business background, and a desire to ensure that everyone has a place at the table that is required to serve our community. I've been active in the Westland community for over a decade. I've been a Westland area JC for 14 years and served as local president in 2016. I'm a member of the Nankin chapter of the Eastern Star and a member of the BOVA VFW Auxiliary. I've been involved in many citywide events, including helping stage the Memorial Day Parade, raising funds for the American Cancer Society through Relay for Life, and volunteering at the annual Blues, Brews, and Barbecue event. I've also served the city as an election official for the past 5 years, helping ensure a smooth and fair election process for our residents. In 2020, I served as the 96th president of the Michigan Jaycees. Through my role as a state president during 2020, I saw firsthand the impact that local communities can make when residents work together to ensure that we look out for our neighbor and that everyone feels their voice is heard and that they are supported, respected, and valued. Professionally, I'm a senior international mobility HR specialist at Lafarge Wholesome. My job requires me to ensure compliance to international, federal, state, and local regulations related to tax, immigration, and employment law. Additionally, I work directly with employees and their families to ensure that their concerns are addressed and that they feel they are not adrift as they go through the complicated and stressful process of moving across the country, across the continent, or across the world. This ability to successfully balance the business compliance component with the personal connection and compassion aspect is important to my job, and I feel is a key skill for a local leader. Over the past 5 months, I've enjoyed having one-on-one conversations with many Westland residents as I've been out in the community, attending city council meetings and knocking doors for my campaign. The conversations that I've had with residents have fortified my belief that Westland is a city full of residents who care deeply about their community and who have a desire to have city leadership listen to their concerns and act accordingly. I feel that my leadership experience, perspective as a business HR professional, and desire to make sure that every voice is heard and every opinion considered makes me a strong candidate for the role of City Councilwoman. I have heard your concerns when it comes to important issues, such as the financial welfare of our city, safety for our community, and citywide programming that engages and involves community members from across the city. It is important that we as a city look at providing programming and events that are of interest to residents of various ages, experiences, passions, and backgrounds. We need to ensure that our citywide practices and programmings reflect the diverse perspectives of our residents. Additionally, I have heard frequently that residents want more information on the financial practices and decisions that are made by city leadership. Though Westland does currently provide detailed and comprehensive financial data, it is frequently in accountant speak. It is important that we communicate these important matters in a way that makes sense to our residents. Additionally, it's important to explain the why when it comes to the reasons that specific funds are used in specific expenditures. Frequently, this is related to restrictions on the funds usage that are regulated by governmental authorities outside of our city. But if our residents don't know the why that these decisions are made, the decisions don't make sense. If elected as councilwoman, I will make it a priority to make sure that we provide our residents with information and perspective to be able to see the clear picture when it comes to our financials. Our residents should not need to be accountants to have faith that city government is spending their funds correctly. I look forward to working together with my fellow Westland residents to build one Westland together, where everyone feels they have a voice and a sense of belonging in the all-American city. I ask for you to cast one of your 4 votes for me, Sarah Austin, in the polls on November 2nd, or via absentee ballot. If you would like more information on me or my campaign, please feel free to email me at sarah4westland@gmail.com or call me at 734-612-5055. Thank you.
Hello, my name is David Cox. I would like to express my gratitude to WLND Studios for this opportunity to share my views and to the voters whose support brought me through the primary to the November 2nd general election. Thank you. In my pre-primary address, I expressed my belief that a closer working relationship between the city and the Wayne-Westland Community School District could dramatically improve the quality of life for all Westland residents. During my years as president of the Board of Education, our district has experienced remarkable improvements in nearly every measurable way. Student achievement is up. We have a new superintendent who is creating exciting partnerships with Michigan colleges and universities, and the underfunding issues that had plagued our district since the passage of the Headley Amendment in 1978 are now in the past. The entire community, including hundreds of district employees, have worked and sacrificed to bring these changes to fruition. And this change brings with it a truly remarkable opportunity for the future of our city. Throughout the course of this campaign, I have had the opportunity to speak with hundreds of our fellow residents. They have shared with me concerns over such things as how we fill Westland's closed or empty storefronts. They wonder why they now pay new taxes on things that used to be paid out of our general fund, such as street lighting, funding the operation of the library, and our recycling program. Our police and firefighters are concerned that the number of emergencies they respond to every day are simply too numerous for current staffing to sustain long term. They fear this will result in continuing to lose our qualified people to communities with a less stressful workload. In addition, the city has reduced its hiring standards in the fire department as we now hire emergency medical technicians instead of paramedics. Over 20 years ago, Westland was the first city in western Wayne County to establish advanced life support services, and in my view, we must not go back. A city that has a comprehensive plan to dispose of its waste cardboard and tin cans, but not properly support its police and fire, has its priorities backwards. Cops should come before cardboard. And because no one else is saying it, and because nothing is more important to our city's long-term health and our citizens' safety, I state for the record that I will never vote to defund our police. All the challenges I have just outlined have one simple solution: more residents. Under my leadership, the school district is currently planning the development of 2 new neighborhoods in our community that will bring 84 new homes where Kettering Elementary and Madison Elementary schools once stood. But 2 new neighborhoods are not enough. My plan to expand recreational opportunities in Westland through a city-school partnership is aimed at making Westland a more attractive city to young families raising children. More families mean more children, which increases funding to our school district. It means more customers to attract new business to town, and greater market interest in Westland real estate, which increases its value and provides more tax base with which to afford more police and fire. I would like to close my statement talking about endorsements. I have not pursued endorsements in this election. In the over 35 years I have been involved in political office in Westland, I have been endorsed at one time or another by nearly every employee group and many past and present elected officials in our city. What I have learned is that political endorsements always come with political strings attached. Union groups that give politicians money to mail literature and buy signs expect something in return. Newly elected officials, pushed and supported by other elected officials, are beholden to them when it's time to vote, and that sows the seeds for a good old boy network. I have never bent to the will of these special interests, and though at times I have paid a political price for it, I will maintain my independence and allegiance only to the citizens and our city charter. I pledge to work respectfully with every elected person while being beholden only to you. I'm grateful for the opportunity to serve my city and look forward to working on solutions to these problems as well as others such as the all too common power outages and flooding issues we seem to have no respite from. While elected city officials have no direct control over these problems, city leadership has a greater opportunity than individual homeowners to plot a course forward, and we should. I respectfully ask for your vote on November 2nd. Please join in supporting my campaign by visiting my Facebook page, David R. Cox for Council, emailing me at davidrarcoxforcouncil@gmail.com, or texting and calling at 734-751-4940. Thank you.
Hello. I want to thank the Westland residents and voters for your support of my candidacy in the August 2021 primary election for a seat on the Westland City Council. Your support allows me to continue as a candidate in the general election. My team and I knocked on many doors over the summer, introducing ourselves to the residents of Westland. It was great meeting so many of you and listening to your concerns and questions. Your love for this great city was apparent to me. I've taken your concerns to the city administration, and they are being addressed. Many of you may not be aware of some of the great things that are happening in Westland. Of note, and my personal favorite, is a new Westland Community Center developed through a partnership with Garden City Hospital and the City of Westland. This facility offers a state-of-the-art emergency room that is managed by the experienced and knowledgeable staff from Garden City Hospital who have achieved local and national recognition for clinical expertise and patient safety. Along with the emergency department, the health center is home to an outpatient family medical clinic, a physical therapy center, and specialty care physician offices. I was able to tour the facility and meet the staff during its grand opening. I was very impressed with the facility and the services it offers. It is good to now have an emergency room within the city limits of Westland. The city is looking to repurpose the now closed Marshall Middle School as a recreation center. An open house to tour the facility and see the potential reuse of the building was held in late July. Many residents toured the facility and gave us invaluable ideas for a recreational center. We will soon know if the facility is feasible to be repurposed as a recreation center. I have been a mentor for the city's Youth Assistance Program and a Police and Fire Civil Service Commissioner, and I currently serve as a Westland Planning Commissioner. I hold a master's degree in Health Services Administration from the University of Detroit Mercy and a Bachelor's of English Language and Literature from Eastern Michigan University. I am currently employed with Henry Ford Health System as an insurance contract administrator. My career in healthcare administration and my work throughout the years has given me much insight into the inner workings of the governance of Westland. The responsibilities of a council person are to work with the administration to set overall goals and strategic plans for the city. Most importantly, it is to monitor the city's financial conditions and budget. As a council person, you are elected to make those decisions for the good of the city and its residents. I am running for the council to be your voice of reason. The city will be facing several challenges in the future and needs leadership that is focused on what is best for Westland. A council person must be accessible to the residents of the city and to respond accordingly to any issue, no matter how small or inconsequential they may seem. My job as a council person would be to represent all residents of the city in all areas of the city. I have been endorsed by Mayor William Wild, Westland Professional Firefighters, ASME, Local 25, Pipe Fitters, Local 106, 13th Congressional District, Michael Londo, Councilman Pro Tem, Miriam Cady, former Westland Councilwoman, Hank Johnson, President Norwayne Citizens Council, and others. Please visit my website, electdebrafowlkes.com, for a more complete list of my endorsements and information on my campaign, or I can be reached by phone at 734-620-0455. Thank you for listening to me. I hope that what I have said will help to guide you in making the choice for your representative on the council. It would be an honor and a pleasure to work as your council representative. I humbly ask for your vote on Tuesday, November 2nd, 2021.
Hi, I'm Councilman Jim Godbout, and it's been my honor to serve you, the residents, for over 20 years on the Westland City Council, and I'm asking for your support for re-election. The city's come a long way in that time, and I'm proud to have had a part in that progression. Our Parks and Rec Department has seen major improvements over the past several years. We've done renovations and improvements to the ice arena and golf course, which are paying off with increased revenues at both locations. We've seen the cleanup and remediation of Central City Park, added the Farmers Market Pavilion and Spray Park. We've added a new pavilion at J.C. Park, done major improvements to Hubbard and Stottlemyre parks, and this year we're adding pickleball courts to Corrado Park and a new dog park on Marquette. We're looking at adding bike lanes throughout the city, as well as a potential new rec center utilizing the former Marshall Middle School. Economic development is important for long-term growth, and we've been successful in diversifying away from our predominantly retail business economy. U.S. Ferrethane invested $20 million and created 100 new jobs. The Regency of Westland Skilled Nursing Center was a $12 million investment with 120 new jobs. Garden City Hospital's new Westland Health Center and Emergency Room invested over $10 million and created at least 40 new jobs. U.S. Ice moved their headquarters and added production capacity, taking over the former Dick's Sporting Goods location, and there's more coming. New home developments are happening in all areas of our city, and those developments are selling out very quickly, with several more slated to come on some vacant school sites. Public safety is an area that concerns all residents. Our police department prides itself on being open and transparent, as our online dashboard demonstrates. Many of the policies and training that we provide our officers are what are now being discussed as requirements on a national level. We added a domestic violence advocate, and in the current budget, we've added a social worker. In our fire department, we've added firefighters, built a new fire station, and made updates and improvements to the other stations. We bought new rescues and added power lifts to all of our rescue units. I'm honored to have received endorsements from the Westland Lieutenants and Sergeants, the Westland Police Officers, the Westland Professional Firefighters, the Police Officers Association of Michigan, and Wayne County Sheriff Ray Washington. These endorsements demonstrate the commitment and support that I've shown to our residents for public safety. Council's major responsibility is managing and approving the city budget. During my time on City Council, we've moved from having a $200,000 fund balance to having over a $7 million fund balance. That didn't come without a lot of hard work and effort on both the administration's part as well as with the help of our unions. We restructured all of the labor contracts and reduced our long-term pension liabilities, saving the city millions in future legacy costs and eliminated pensions for elected officials. We've dramatically improved our bond ratings in both our general fund and water and sewer funds, which has allowed for lower interest rates when funding projects. The city has recently been awarded over $25 million of federal American Rescue Plan funds and will also see significant dollars in infrastructure money once Congress finalizes the $1 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill. The ARP funds can provide an impetus for improvement and growth within our community if properly allocated. The infrastructure dollars, once finalized, are designed to help rebuild our deteriorating roads and bridges, update our water and sewer system, and fund new climate and broadband initiatives. Since serving on the council, I believe I've demonstrated the ability to understand the complex issues, offer innovative ideas, suggestions, and solutions, and build consensus. That experience will be crucial to ensure that this new funding allocation is properly utilized. I'm asking for your support for re-election to the City Council in order to continue to serve the citizens in a positive fashion and to help the city continue on with our forward momentum. If you have any questions or concerns, I can be reached at 734-331-6665, on Facebook or Instagram at Councilman Jim Godbout, or on my website, www.jimgodbout.net. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jim Hart, and I'm seeking your support and vote for re-election to the Westland City Council this November. I'd like to thank all of you for your overwhelming support in the primary in August that led to our first place finish. As with anything, this can change, so we need your help once more. I'm coming on the end of my first term on City Council after coming in first place in November 2017 for the first time running. I'm just as honored today as I was then, and I'm looking forward to keeping the momentum going. I'm a 15-year Army veteran, homeowner, family man, small business owner, and friend. I have a bachelor's degree in business management, and I just completed my master's degree at the University of Michigan Dearborn's College of Business. I've had a long and very successful career in the telecommunications industry and have been recognized as a leader in that industry. Currently, I work for Verizon Wireless as a real estate specialist, but I still lend my engineering and design talents as needed to support the organization. My business, which I now run part-time, is RSM Technical Solutions, and we cater to small and mid-sized business networking needs with infrastructure, wireless, surveillance, and campus fixed wireless network deployments. All that, and I've had the honor to serve as council president since January 2020. Taking over the role of council president right before COVID has been anything but easy, but we have managed to not only get through, but to set an example as some of the best-run meetings in the region. Aside from keeping the meetings running, we still have managed to continue to get a lot done, and we're just getting started. Over the past 4 years, we have hired new police and fire, as well as improving their contracts. I am proud to say that I am fully endorsed by all of our Westland labor unions, including police and fire. The Neighborhood Services Program continues to go through the neighborhoods, trimming trees, opening up drains, and making short-term and long-term repairs to roads and infrastructure. And now, coming up very soon, a few colleagues and I from the council moved forward and adopted a neighborhood grant program for all of you to get involved. Simply submit your ideas and get funding to make neighborhoods better in your own personal ways. Keep an eye out for that. And if that wasn't enough, we've managed to restructure a lot of our legacy costs to reduce our fees, free up operating revenue, and ensure our pension liabilities are secure for the future. While we have accomplished a lot, we still have a lot to do, and now even more than ever. With the American recovery dollars coming, we are going to have to work very smartly on how to best allocate those funds in the most impactful way. Infrastructure, capital projects, and so on will need to be scrutinized very closely to make sure the benefits are felt for many years to come. I'd like to thank so many of you for reaching out to me and providing your input on my surveys. This tool really helps me know what you're thinking, and the good news is, it looks like we're all on the same page. If you'd like to participate in the survey or see any additional information on me, my campaign, see my resume, or view my endorsements, just go to www.citizensforjimhart.com. From there, you can do anything, to include contact me directly. I'd like to thank you for taking your time to research all of the candidates this election cycle. If you're like me, you want to know that you're electing educated, experienced, and capable people who can work with their colleagues in a positive manner to get things accomplished, while also bringing their unique talents to bear and put them to the use for all the residents of the city of Westland. It takes more than talking the talk. You got to be able to walk the walk, but also show that you've walked it before. This is why I make my professional resume public. Why wouldn't I? I'm applying for the job, and I think it's important to be able to share this information with you so that you can make a good hiring decision. My wife Linda and I thank you for all of your time and for your support this August in the primary. We're hoping we can count on you again this November. Together, we all heart Westland.
Hello, my name is Peter Herzberg, and I'm running for re-election to the Westland City Council. I've lived in Westland all my life, and I'm proud to call it home. After graduating from John Glenn, I went on to receive my bachelor's degree from Wayne State in finance. Growing up near Westland Mall, I watched the once thriving mall and nearby businesses turn empty. At a young age, I became very concerned about the direction our city was headed and decided that I couldn't sit on the sidelines. I wanted to be part of the discussion, so I decided to get involved. I ran for city council for the first time in 2011, but it took me another try in 2015 before I was elected. I continued attending council meetings and volunteering for several local organizations. I ran again 4 years later, and through hard work and a grassroots effort, I was able to become the youngest person ever elected in Westland at just 24 years old. 6 years have gone by fast, but I was able to learn and accomplish some great things. Along the way, I've knocked on thousands of doors and spoken to hundreds of business owners throughout our city. I've heard stories firsthand and heard what people actually want to see happen in our town. This is a crucial time for our neighborhoods and what they will look like in the future. When I raise my family here in Westland, I want them to know the city just as I knew it. We need leaders at City Hall who will fight to protect local property values, who will work toward more affordable water rates, and making sure we can attract new businesses. Since I've been on council, we've been able to accomplish things like removing the fees when calling for a special pickup. We saved our recycling program when it was proposed to be sent to the Detroit incinerator, and we've finally been able to add a patrol officer to our police department. I've been able to sponsor and pass council resolutions that work to protect elders from abuse, protect the environment, and there's still so much more that needs to be done. While knocking on doors this year, I've heard from several thousand residents about what they think should be prioritized in upcoming budgets. The greatest concerns shared with me are those related to flooding, power outages, and economic development. I'm committed to pressing these issues at City Hall and making sure solutions are implemented as soon as possible. We need to step up our efforts on preventative maintenance in the city's storm drains and expand upon the system to make sure it can handle the amount of rain as we've seen earlier this year. Over the last few months, power outages have affected our city more than ever. I will continue to be a council member who believes in holding companies like DTE accountable and making sure the necessary infrastructure improvements are made to prevent future outages. The city of Westland is set to receive over $25 million from the federal government as part of the American Rescue Plan. How that money is spent will affect our city for years to come. I believe we should use those funds for projects like, for example, building a water tower. Other communities in the neighboring communities have been able to build towers and have seen success with stabilizing and even lowering water rates. And this is done by filling the tower during nighttime hours, releasing the water back into the system during the day when the rates are higher. Another major priority for the next term will be to boost economic development. Neighboring cities have been able to attract large companies, while a number of large vacant buildings remain eyesores here in Westland. Attracting new developments and creating jobs within the city should be a top priority for all of us. I look forward to meeting and reconnecting with as many of you as possible, sharing my plans, hearing your concerns, and implementing a vision for Westland that we can all agree on, and that's why I'm running for re-election. Westland is a special place, and I want to see it thrive. As of today, my candidacy is endorsed by State Representative Kevin Coleman, City Councilman Mike McDermott, the UAW Region 1A, Metro Detroit AFL-CIO, the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 58, the Westland Police Lieutenants and Sergeants Association, Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers, Local 2 of Michigan. Westland, I'm asking that you vote to re-elect me as your voice on the City Council. Please feel free to contact me with questions, concerns, or even to request a yard sign at 734-578-3412. You can even visit my website at www.votepeterherzberg.com. Thank you for your time.
Hi, Hi, my name is Antoinette Martin, and I am one of the 8 candidates seeking a seat for City Council in November. As I told you in a previous video, I am a retired financial advisor and a resident of Westland for 30 years. Also, a 20-year community activist, my husband and I moved to Westland in 1988. He sat on the board of directors of the Chamber of Commerce, and I am part of the Westland Rotary. I was Westland Citizen of the Year in 2012 and have received numerous Service Above Self awards from the Westland Rotary. I have sat on 2 city boards, one being the Westland Library and the other being the Brownfield Redevelopment. I'm currently the treasurer of the Westland Rotary, and I am also a president of a homeowners association through Wyndham Corporation with over 7,000 members. My educational background includes a bachelor's in business with a major in accounting. In my career, I held a certification as a chartered financial planning counselor, and continuing education includes certified financial planning courses. As a candidate for council, I've been knocking on doors around the city, and my message today is I want you to know that I hear you. What you've told me will become my top priorities if elected to council. These are 3 main issues that I've heard the most while knocking on doors. The first, and I know you're exhausted, is about the flooding this summer. I've been told that there have been funds coming available to help alleviate some of these problems. If elected to council, I will be aggressive as an individual and as a part of council to have study sessions and hope to get things moving along in the right direction. That may include planning with the city engineer and the mayor. The other thing that I've had happen to me, and I've heard a lot about at the doors, is the power outages with no apparent reason. Of course, we have power outages during storms because no one can control Mother Nature, but there are a lot of power outages around the city without weather storms. I'll be looking into this by contacting again the city engineers and DTE to see if there's anything we can fix or lessen these issues. The second thing I've heard about most from citizens is they need police presence. Since the mortgage crisis and the elimination of some state-shared revenue, our police and fire departments have been operating at about 80% manpower. We have the 3rd busiest fire department emergency response in the state. With the busiest departments, we need to address the lack of manpower to keep citizens safe. The last priority I've heard most is the empty buildings along Wayne Road and in strip malls, and that the Westland Mall is empty. We need to increase the size of the Economic Development Department. I know we don't own these businesses, but we should be sitting down with the property owners to find out what their plans are for 2022. They should be one of our top issues. So again, in summary, I want to tell you that I've heard what you said and I'm ready to go to work on these issues. I'm asking for your vote come November 2nd this year for Westland City Council. My list of endorsements include State Representative Kevin Coleman, City Councilman Peter Herzberg, City Councilman Mike McDermott, County Commissioner Al Hadius, and County Commissioner Jonathan Kinlock. I've also been endorsed by Trustee Joan Gephardt of Schoolcraft College, Trustee Sharon Scott of Wayne County Community College, and Trustee John Albrecht of Wayne Westland Schools, and numerous others. Lastly, I've been endorsed by the UAW Region 1A, the AFL-CIO Metro Detroit, and AFSCME Council 25, the Southeast Homeowners Association PAC, and the Westland Democratic Club. Thank you for your time, and please remember to vote on November the 2nd for me, Antoinette Martin. My contact information is AntoinetteForWestland.com, my website, or my Facebook page at Antoinette Martin for Westland City Council. Thank you and goodbye.
Hello, my name is Melissa Sampey, and I'm respectfully asking for your vote in the November 2nd election or via absentee ballot today. I want to start out by sharing my deepest appreciation to the residents of Westland who showed their trust and confidence, allowing me to be on the ballot in November. I am proud to say that over the course of this campaign, I have visited thousands of doors in Westland, keeping a safe distance, while I listened to your concerns. I want you to know I have heard you, and my plan has been developed from what I have heard from you, the residents of Westland. As an energetic leader, passionate problem solver, and innovative thinker, I am running to share my strength and advocacy with the city of Westland. I have a bachelor's degree from Eastern Michigan University in communications and have been recognized as a leader in marketing, communications, and business for my innovation and commitment to excellence. Westland is my home, and I would be proud to serve its residents. My family and I have lived here our entire lives. I'm a homeowner as well as a married mom of 2 beautiful children. The most important thing to know about me is that I believe in family values. Values such as honesty, hard work, integrity, and strong community involvement are part of my daily life. As your city councilwoman, I will bring these values to every decision that we make together for our families and neighbors across Westland. I value common sense policies that protect our families. I support and have faith in Westland police and firefighters who keep us safe every day. I am thankful to have earned support from the Westland professional firefighters and Westland Police Department who put their lives on the line every day to protect the residents, businesses, and visitors of our city. I want you to know that your safety is my top priority. In the near future, we have an opportunity to make some very impactful changes in the city with the American Recovery Dollars coming to Westland. With a strong community involvement, I hope we can allocate funding to strengthen our public safety, improve the appearance of neighborhoods across Westland, and expand our programming for youth and senior residents. As a city councilwoman, I also plan to increase opportunities for small businesses to flourish by supporting infrastructure updates and moving to create developments for a downtown Westland where people want to dine, shop, and enjoy. As a city councilwoman, I will be open-minded, objective, responsive, and part of everything that happens in our city. If I'm elected, you can expect my full attention and hit the ground running on day one. I have earned the support from many of Westland's most respected leaders who share many of the same values and ideas that I do. During this election, you're able to select up to 4 candidates for City Council. I'm asking for 1 of your 4 votes. Again, I am Melissa Sampey, and it would be an honor to serve the residents of Westland. If there's any matters you'd like to discuss, please call me directly at 734-637-2078. You also can visit my website at ivotemelissa.com. Again, that is ivotemelissa.com. I would like to thank you in advance for your trust and support. I hope I can count on your vote on November 2nd or via absentee ballot today. Thank you to the talented team at WLND for allowing me to address the Westland community. God bless you and your family.